There were 6 chairs at our Christmas table that year. Mom, Dad, me, Marco.
2 empty ones for guests who never came. By the time dinner was over, only one person was still sitting. My mother, alone, hands folded in her lap, staring at a table
Full of food, that image has stayed with me, and I was part of it. With a Christmas gift. My name is Ryan, 28 years old.
And before this goes any further, I need to tell you something. I am not the victim in this story, at least not the main one.
Bird is told by the person who found something out, the person who was blindsided, the person whose life changed in 1 second. This one is different.
I am the one who started it. I bought the tests, I wrapped them, I slid them under the tree with little tags that said stupid things like fun for the whole family and find out
Where you really come from. I thought I was being thoughtful, creative, funny even.
I had no idea I was carrying a lit match into a room full of gasoline. Our family was the kind of family people pointed to when they wanted to believe marriage could actually last. 40 years, Sunday dinners every single week without exception. My parents, Roberto
and Elena Ortega were the kind of couple who still held hands in parking lots.
still finished each other's sentences, still moved around the kitchen like that they had spent a lifetime learning the same dance. Marco and I grew up inside that house believing we had something.
Rare, something solid. I was proud of that. I bragged about it sometimes.
That should tell you how little I understood about what was living underneath all of it. Christmas morning started the way it always did in our house. My mother up before everyone else. Coffee made, tamales warming, that specific smell in the kitchen that used to mean home.
And now means something else entirely. My father came downstairs at 8 a.m. in a pressed
Shirt because Roberto Ortega did not own a relaxed version of himself even on Christmas. Marco shuffled in 20 minutes later in his hoodie looking half awake. We opened gifts, laughed. My mother cried at something small the way she always did.
Then I brought out the DNA tests. 4 small boxes wrapped in green paper.
Something different this year, I said, setting them on the table. Marco grabbed his immediately and shook it like a kid. What is this? DNA test, I said. We spit in the tube, send it off, find out our ancestry breakdown. Could be interesting.
My father turned his box over in his hands, slowly. My mother smiled. I think about that smile all the time, because she knew. Maybe not exactly what would happen that day,
Maybe not exactly how. She knew those boxes had the power to destroy something.
and she smiled anyway. I still do not know if that was courage, denial, exhaustion, maybe all 3. We did the tests right there at the kitchen table, laughing, guessing percentages, making jokes about who was more Spanish, more indigenous, more anything. It all felt harmless.
That is what kills me. It felt completely harmless. The results came through at 6:47 p.m.
We had just finished dinner. My mother was clearing plates. My father was at the table with his coffee. Marco was on his phone. Then Marco went quiet. Not distracted quiet.
Not confused quiet. The other kind. The kind where the air changes before anyone even speaks.
He looked at the screen once, then again. Then he set his phone down very carefully like he was trying not to break something by moving too fast.
Ryan, he said. Just my name, nothing else.
Something in his voice made me put my own phone down immediately. He slid his screen across the table toward me. I looked at the ancestry breakdown. Normal, what we expected.
Then I looked below it. DNA relatives. At the top of that list was my name. Ryan Ortega. Predicted relationship. Half sibling, not brother. Half brother.
I read it twice the same way he had. Then I looked up at my mother. She was standing at the counter with a plate in each hand, not moving, not blinking.
Staring at the window above the sink, like something outside might come in and save her.
Mom, I said. She set the plates down very slowly. My father looked between us. What is it? He said. What happened?
Nobody answered him right away. Dad, I said quietly, you need to look at your results.
He picked up his phone, opened the app, found his results, and I watched his face. My father is not a dramatic man. He believes in composure the way some people believe in God. But what crossed his face in that moment was something I had never
Seen before and never want to see again. It was not anger, not yet. It was recognition, like some part of him had spent years refusing to look directly at.
something that had just become impossible to ignore. He put the phone down on the table. He looked at my mother. She turned around from the counter, and the 2 of them looked at each other across that kitchen for what felt like a full minute without either of them making a sound. Marco was still sitting completely still.
Hands flat on the table, staring at nothing.
Then my father said her name. Elena, that was it, just her name. My mother's hand went to the small gold cross she wears every single day. Her fingers closed around it, and then she started talking.
She did not deny it. She did not pretend there had been a mistake.
She did not do the thing people do when they hope confusion might buy them time. She just started talking in a voice so quiet I had to lean forward to hear her. The Christmas table, alone. hands folded in her lap, staring at 6 plates of food nobody had finished. I sat across from her for a while. There are moments when language becomes decoration.
This was one of them, so I stayed until I could not anymore.
Then I hugged her, and I left. I drove home in complete silence. The weeks after Christmas were the longest of my life. My father cut off his brother completely. They have not spoken since that night. 40 years of brotherhood ended without a single conversation. My parents filed for divorce in February. 40 years of marriage reduced
To paperwork and a house on the market in April. Marco changed his last name.
6 months later. Not dramatically, not publicly. He just filed the paperwork quietly and stopped being an Ortega. He sends me a text on my birthday every year. That is the only contact we have now.
I have called him more times than I can count.
He always lets it go to voicemail. I understand why. The part I still cannot make peace with is my uncle, the man at the center of all of this, the one who helped create the truth that blew my family apart. He was never confronted.
As far as I know, he still has no idea what happened on Christmas.
He woke up on December 26th, living inside the same version of his life he had always lived, while the rest of us were buried under the wreckage of something he helped build.
And then walked away from without ever knowing it collapsed. That sits the heaviest of everything. Some people never face what they did.
The truth still comes out, just not always to the right person. My mother lives alone now. She still wears the gold cross every day. I visit when I can. We talk about small things, safe things, whether the tomatoes in our yard are doing well. We do not talk about Christmas, but sometimes I catch her looking at the empty chair across the table. And in that moment, I know exactly where she is.
Back at that dinner, at that table, in that silence. And I know I put her there. Not because I caused what she did. Not because I created the lie, but because I was the one who opened the door and let the truth walk. So before you go, I need to ask you something. If one small curious, the thing you did, could reveal a truth big enough to destroy everything your family had ever been by, would you still want to know it? Or would you choose the table? You already had? Drop a comment, because I think about that question every single day, and I still do not have an answer. Drop a comment. Would you want the truth even if it cost you everything?